Charly, and today I'm here with HijabiInSeoulCity, also known as Iman. She is a teacher and a video blogger about being Muslim in Korea. So today I'm going to interview her about her experiences so that I can share with you guys. And yeah, so let's get started. First of all, thank you for being here and doing the interview with me. I've been trying so hard to get people to do this interview, and a lot of them don't want to because they're afraid of responses that they might get from people commenting. But I think we have a good audience, so I hope you guys are kind and supportive.
Yes.
So Iman, how do you define yourself?
I would just define myself mainly as a Muslim woman, and then, you know, the trials and tribulations that come along with that, living life. So yeah, just doing what I want to do and not being afraid of letting that get in the way.
How long have you been in Korea, and have you traveled to other places?
Yes, I've been in Korea for a little over 4 months, and I have traveled to other countries. Korea is my first Asian country, but I've been to South America, Europe, and Asia. Yes. You can see a lot of those countries on my YouTube page.
Yeah, so I'll have a link to her YouTube channel in the description box. You'll be able to check out her channel, subscribe, and see her experiences in Korea and along with other places that she has visited. Yeah, how do random people that you meet, that you encounter, feel about you being Muslim?
Some don't really let it show in a negative way. They're usually curious, like, why do you wear that? Like, does it get hot? I get that a lot, but it's regardless of a country that I'm in. But I would say, like, with my students, they can't put the connection that I'm wearing my scarf as a result of my religion. They just think I like wearing it, and I think it's fine for the younger students. But my older students that ask about it, usually once they put it together, they're like, oh, and they just, yeah.
What's the difference between being in Korea and being where you're from in regards to being Muslim?
So I'm from Minnesota, and it has a huge predominantly Somali population. So back home, people will ask me, like, are you Somali? They can differentiate, like, not only that I'm Muslim, but they know that I'm Somali. So I don't get treated negatively, usually because of our Minnesota nice reputation.
Yeah.
But in Korea, they can't really differentiate that I'm Somali and Muslim. They usually just treat me as a foreigner, and then if they speak to me in Korean, then they will ask me, where am I from? Am I from Malaysia? Korea has a lot of Malaysian tourists, so they either ask if I'm Malaysian, but yeah, it's not that.
I have gotten that before too, even without my head wrap or anything on. Yeah, they just think I'm Malaysian. Well, one person or two people have said that in the past. Yeah. I didn't know where they got that from, but
it's the Malaysian tourists.
Yeah, the tourists.
It's not bad. I want to visit Malaysia.
Yeah,
it's just funny.
Do you feel that people act different towards you about being Muslim, and have you faced any prejudice or discrimination?
Well, I live in a predominantly business district, so a lot of office workers and whatnot. So I wouldn't say I've experienced discrimination, but nobody really approaches me. I've had friends who say random guys will come up to them or random ajishis will come up to them. I don't have that problem. I don't know if it's because I'm Muslim and they're kind of like, whoa, but I haven't had anything like that happen. So I had a funny instance happen to me just as a tourist in Korea. I was coming out of the subway station, and there are all these ajumas that usually hand out flyers to different restaurants and whatnot, and she made a comment that was along the lines of, you're in Korea now, you can take that off, it's okay. And so I just looked at her and I said in Korean that it's not like that, and just went on my way. I think that's the first time I ever experienced something like that.
Yeah. So tell me, what is the most difficult part about living in Korea or living abroad, specifically now in Korea, and being Muslim?
I think the number one thing is finding places to pray. Seoul is very cramped and small, so there's not that much green space. For us, you know, we can pray wherever, but in Seoul it's kind of hard. You have to coordinate your schedule. Like, if I'm meeting a friend at this time, do I have enough time to pray? Sometimes we go to the fitting rooms of H&M and Forever 21 and just pray in the fitting room and then get out. So it's finding ways to accommodate, you know, our lifestyle and food as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, with a lot of Muslim tourists in Korea comes a lot of good things. There's a lot of halal restaurants coming up in Itaewon. So I think it's a good place to to be in Seoul and have access to all that halal.
Do you think it would be harder for people who are not in Seoul and in more rural places?
Definitely, because there aren't mosques or what we call musallas that are like smaller versions popping up in different cities. But I think for those communities, maybe amongst themselves they have something set up, but Seoul is somewhere where it's like established that there are halal restaurants.
What are most people's reactions to you wearing hijab, or when they learn about your faith? What are their reactions typically?
I think it's just a fascination. They're like, oh, they'll say like like it's it's fascinating.
Yeah.
But some people who are like more aware of what's going on in the news, they will ask questions like, oh, I had one guy ask me, so you're not in Al-Qaeda, right? And I was like, no, but in Korea you do get kind of ignorant comments, so I just put that as one of the many ignorant comments I would get. So I explained to him no, but usually I get a positive response, and they like that I wear scarves that are...
They're pretty.
Yeah, and I try, thank you. I try to get like Korean scarves, so that they can see, oh, like, wear them in different ways.
Yeah.
I think they think you can only wear black.
Yeah,
That's not true.
Yeah, I like your colorfulness.
Thank you.
It brings out your like complexion, and it fits you really well. So
Thank you.
Nice. The next question is, what are your dietary restrictions, and is it easy or difficult to cater to while you're in Korea?
Well, my dietary restrictions are mostly when it comes to meat. Korea is a big pork-loving country and alcohol-loving country, so it's hard to find restaurants that don't mix the two. Not pork and soju, but I mean mix different meats. That's pretty common in Korea, so staying away from pork is pretty hard. But like I said earlier, there's a lot of halal restaurants that cater to Muslims that can't eat that, and there are also vegetarian restaurants like the Loving Hut.
Yeah.
And so it's harder, I guess, if you're with a big group of people and they don't have dietary restrictions, then you're that one person who can't eat or drink. And so, yeah, but it's not that bad. I've found ways to get around it.
That's good to know. So, since it's not too hard to find food in Korea, what are your favorite Korean foods to eat?
If we're talking like halal Korean food, I'm all about bulgogi, kalbi. There's also, I forget the name, but it's like grilled fish. That's really good. And if not, it's just seafood. I tend to get a lot of kimbap, chamchi kimbap, which is the tuna kimbap. Tell them without ham. Ham is
in everything. Even the vegetable kimbap. It's like, can I get the vegetable kimbap? No ham.
Exactly. They don't make the connection that it's meat. But yeah, I think it's pretty easy. Once you kind of get to know whatever area you're living in and what kind of food it offers, then you kind of figure out a meal plan for yourself.
Okay. So what has your experience been like finding a job? And what is your advice for those in your situation who want to find a job
In Korea?
In Korea.
When I first started, like I didn't know if I wanted to do public or private. Public school has a lot of paperwork, so I think in the beginning that was kind of like cons. But at the same time, with private schools, you're gonna have a lot of recruiters who are looking for marketability for the parents. So if you're preferably white, that's like a big thumbs up. But if you're black or Muslim and black in my case, you're not going to hear it back from them. But with public schools, I just didn't give it a chance. But I think if you're looking to come to Korea, I would definitely recommend public schools and directly applying to the program, because you might come across recruiters who will tell you that Korean schools Korean schools will not hire a teacher who shows any form of like religious affiliation, which is not true. There are a lot of teachers in Korea, not a lot, but that I know of, that are teaching with a scarf or have taught with a scarf.
Even me, I'm not Muslim, but I do wear headscarves frequently, and my school has no problem with it at all.
So don't believe recruiters, or don't get discouraged by recruiters who tell you those kind of things. Just apply directly to them.
Okay, so what is your advice on people who are in your situation and they want to come to Korea or live abroad, not just Korea but any other country? What advice can you give them on being different and standing out abroad?
So as a foreigner, no matter where you go, you're going to stand out regardless. But I think, if you really have a goal for yourself and a plan for what you want to do with your life, don't let that get in the way. Even back in the States, I stood out for being black and Muslim. So you're gonna face those kind of situations wherever you go. So don't let that stop you. And you're also going to have, you know, situations that might be discouraging at times, but at the same time, you know, maybe something better is in store for you, so just keep trying.
Yeah, that's true, because sometimes things don't work out the way we want them to, and it can discourage us, but keep going because it will bring upon another situation that's even better than you had planned. So thank you so much for being here with me and doing the interview. You guys be sure to check out her channel. The link will be in the description box. You guys actually recommended her to be the one that I interview for this video. So thank you guys so much for your comments and recommendations. She was perfect for the job.
Thank you.
So I'm really happy to have been here with her and be able to get this chance to interview her. Don't forget to check out her channel, and also be sure to check the link because in a blog post on my website I have a few questions that are not in this video. So they're extra questions that you don't get to see in this video. So be sure to check the link if you want to check out the other questions. So thank you for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! So Iman, or I don't usually call you Iman, I just call you Hijabi, so but I have to call you by your name.
Yeah, that's fine.
So Iman, what do you... This is how I always film. That are not in this video, so they're extra special videos. What are most people's reactions to you wearing a hijab? Hijab. And what's the other question? Because there are a few telling her to or maybe we can look at each other like we're talking like
over the top. Yeah. Oh my god.
Hey guys, it's Charlie, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my natural hair routine. So let's get started.